Hey, how's it going? My name's Drew. I'm a naval officer. I make videos about what it's like to be stationed in Japan. This video is actually going to be the one that everyone really wants to hear about, which is dating in Japan. All right? And if you're not military, I'll still get to some stuff about that. I'll talk about military stuff in the beginning, but I'll get to the non-military stuff, or it should apply to other expats like English teachers and such like that later. All right. And this is also from the perspective of a straight white guy, right? Like, I don't really know much about homosexuality. Never heard a gay guy mention dating a Japanese guy in Japan. And the only thing I have heard a lesbian say was something about dating apps, which is the same thing I'm going to talk about later also. So that's that. Homosexuality is not like hated in Japan or anything, but from what I can tell, it's just not really talked about much. You're not going to see any pride fests or anything like that. Okay, with that all out of the way, first thing I want to talk about is who is available to date in Japan. There's three basic pools of people. The first one is other military people, right? These are the people you're probably going to have the most in common with culturally, stuff like that. But especially fraternization rules come into play, right? The higher up in rank, the smaller that pool you go, the smaller that pool gets. If you haven't seen someone ruin their career due to frat, you haven't been in long enough. Yeah. So I'm going to say really about that one. And also for guys, there's not a whole lot of women. For women, you can walk down like any street in any base and just kind of point at a dude and be like, you, and you're in, right? Or they're in, regardless. So that's a little different. So that's one. And the second pool is actually expats. Those are other foreigners in Japan. You're probably going to find meetups of these people in larger cities, right? Like Tokyo. If you're in Sasebo or a place like that, you may have to go to like Fukuoka and Nagasaki to find one of these meetups. In Okinawa, there's a significant amount of people from other countries there. So that's actually easier in that regard. So you're going to find a lot more English, even if they're not from, America or other English-speaking countries. Usually a lot of English-speaking people. And these are an underrated source of easy hookups, all right? Especially if you're not going to the parties and base housing that I'm hearing about, that I don't get invited to. Yeah, so that's that. And then third is the Japanese people themselves. And this is a much smaller pool than you may actually expect, simply because of the language and cultural barriers. All right, there is very, very little English in Japan. And like my wife is an incredible anomaly. We started dating when she didn't speak any English. But normally the people I know who have dated Japanese women, which there are a significant amount of people who do date Japanese women, I'm going to talk about relationships later in a different video. Fucking planes ruining the audio. I'll wait for that plane to go by. Yeah, just there's not a whole lot of English, so there's not a whole lot of people that are really going to be wanting to talk to you, okay? Like when I was in Sasebo, and I was using dating apps, I was matching with like a couple people on the island, like a couple hour drive away. There really wasn't a whole lot available in Sasebo itself because just the amount of people who don't speak English is significantly higher than people do. If you're in a place like Yokosuka, or I think Atsugi's near Tokyo as well, expand your range up to Tokyo. Sheer numbers, there's a decent amount of people in Tokyo. Tokyo is one of the biggest cities in the world. I think it's third largest now. There's going to be some people who speak English there who are going to want to talk to you. All right. Now, that's who's available. Now, how do you meet these people? All right, there's the same ways you do in the United States or anywhere else. Basically, bars, events, or dating apps. And so in the bars, in Sasebo, and I'm pretty sure a lot of other places, there were a couple women that were going to these bars that all the sailors go to. Like in Yokosuka, it's called the Haunch. Sasebo, it's Sailor Town. Bars for like Americans to go get drunk and not bother the locals. There were some women that were going to these bars every weekend, right? Yeah, you can probably figure out why, what they were into. But there's about, in Sasebo, 10 of these women, 500 guys there a night, odds are kind of low. Yeah. You don't really see a whole lot of like girls going out in groups like you do in America and stuff, like parties, because a lot of these like hot girls you want to date, they're actually working at snack bars or other bars to get guys in the door. Yeah. One time I saw a group of girls, Japanese women out. These old guys at the bar were trying to convince me how to talk to them. I didn't know what to say. I kind of pussed out. You know, I didn't speak much Japanese back then anyway, so it wouldn't have made a difference. All right. Next up, events. So like if you go to, you know, festivals or whatever, bump into people, meet people that way. It's the same as in America or any other country. I don't have a whole lot to talk about there. Then finally, dating apps. So in Japan, I had the most luck on Tinder. I think that's where they expect the Americans to be. Hinge and Bumble, I got like nothing. There was barely even known there. I did try a Japanese dating app and I was just flooded with bots right off the bat. So yeah, Tinder I think is the one you want to use. And the hard part about Tinder is Japanese women, it's a cultural thing, they don't like their faces in pictures. So they'll use a lot of filters, or they'll like take a picture like this or something. You have no idea what they actually look like. And when I say filters, I'm not talking like they cover up like a blemish or two. It's like a completely different face. So that's kind of a thing you have to be prepared for. You may talk to some people and they look nothing like the way you thought they would. Yeah. Also, if you're in any place and you're getting messages and they want you to come to a certain bar and they're only interested in you coming to like this specific bar, especially if it's the bar Kiss Me in Sasebo, right? If you fall for that shit, no advice I'm going to give you is going to help. Come on, guys. All right. What else? Oh, yeah. So, and when you go on dates, be prepared that drinking is pretty much the Japanese thing to do. It's a huge cultural thing. The other one on dates, you know, you're going to talk or whatever over dinner or whatnot. That always seemed to work. They're always interested in that. But afterwards, expect to do some karaoke. All right. And songs you should know how to sing karaoke wise if you're around a bunch of Japanese people. In English, you need to know how to sing A Whole New World in the Aladdin song. We Are Never Getting Back Together by Taylor Swift. Call Me Maybe, Carly Rae Jepsen. And I Want It That Way by the Backstreet Boys. Yeah, I mean, they sound kind of stupid, sound kind of emasculating, but like, trust me, those are the songs Japanese people want to hear from you. And we all got to do what we got to do, right? I mean, guarantee you've done something dumber. So, that's mainly the advice I can give you there. Not a whole lot else about dating. I will talk about relationships in another video, but this one's getting kind of long. So that's all I got, and have a good one.